Hello, fellow teachers and friends. My name is Patricia Lewis, and I'm here to share with you a new and revolutionary methodology that will enable your students to become proficient in English in a very short time. By proficient, I mean that they will be able to use the language. This methodology will not only help them to speak quickly, but it will also help them to feel secure and safe and satisfied as they strive to reach their goals. I hope this good news has struck your curiosity or your interest to learn a little more about this methodology. The methodology in mention is called TPRS, which means Teaching Proficiency Through Reading and Storytelling. TPRS was brought to Panama by PsychoTools, an editing and publishing company of which I am part. One of our mottos is, learning with TPRS is as easy as learning your ABC. To ensure that, I will share with you the 3 basic steps for teaching and learning with TPRS. These 3 basic steps are developing meaning, asking the story, and developing literacy. Step 1, establishing meaning. This is done by pre-teaching the vocabulary of the story, which can be done with any of the following skills: pictures, gestures, translation, or realia. In TPRS, everything that we teach must be comprehensible. That's why it's called comprehensible input. Also, it is recommended that whatever we teach, that vocabulary be related to the life of the learners. That way, the students will see that what they are learning is effective and is what they can learn. Step 2. In TPRS, step 2 is asking the story. We take every statement in the story or every sentence in the story and we ask questions. That is called in TPRS circling the sentence. Let's take the following sentence as an example. Mary walks in the park. For us to get several questions from this statement, we have to focus on different areas of the sentence. First, we will focus on the subject. Who are we talking about? Mary. Does Mary walk in the park? Does Helen walk in the park? Does Mary or Helen walk in the park? Who walks in the park? That is focusing on the subject. Now we are going to focus on the verb, the action that Mary does. So we can ask the following question. Does Mary jump in the park? Does Mary walk or jump in the park? Does Mary walk in the park? What does Mary do in the park? The third part of the sentence, the complement. Does Mary walk in the park or the gym? Does Mary walk in the park? Where does Mary walk? If you observe, we have gotten 9 to 10 questions from this one sentence by focusing first on the subject, then on the action, and finally on the complement, where or when the action was done. By using these questions, we are giving our students an opportunity to practice yes/no questions, either/or questions, WH questions. We are also giving them an opportunity to recycle and to use critical thinking as they answer. So this is the way that we can ask questions or circle the statements in the story. By circling the sentences in the story, we give our students an opportunity to hear the words, put them into context, recycle the structures, and acquire the language, which is the object of TPRS. Step 3, literacy. Literacy is done to check students' reading comprehension. It can be done alternatively, reading the sentence or the statement in English and having a student or a group of students translate in your native language. The teacher does this to make sure that every student in the class is understanding what they're reading. As you have seen, I have shared with you the 3 basic steps for working with TPRS, which are establishing meaning, asking the story, and developing literacy. I hope that as you work with these steps, you will be able to achieve your goals with your students. For more information, please check your teacher's guide.